I shall be talking to you about one of the central, not exactly demands, but focuses uh, of the Lokavidya Jan Andolan, of the People's Knowledge Movement that we are in a process of erecting. Uh, this is about stable incomes to the people at large. We have tried to argue that that all those people who work by Lok Vidya or on the basis of Lok Vidya also deserve to be paid regular income, levels of which are commensurate with the levels of income or emoluments in government employment. Now, this may appear, it has not been, this demand or this issue has not been in debate before. Not in the debates, political or otherwise, that I remember or I have read about. This has not been there at all. The wages question has dominated the debate long enough now. Everybody knows this. But this is not simply a wages question. I would like to draw your attention to this very point that this is being raised for the first time. The first time part is not important. The important part is that without an idea of Lok Vidya, one is not able to conceive uh, conceive this focus for any movement, for as a government policy to be implemented, or as some kind of transition demand that, when satisfied, would lead to a kind of would lead to it's kind of a transformative demand, would lead to a change in society in very radical ways. That it challenges hierarchy in the sphere of knowledge. It doesn't so much challenge hierarchy in the world of economic hierarchies. The hierarchy, it has not directly taken up the hierarchy question, but asks for a stable and regular income for the work people are already doing. Now, if you look at this, if you formulate this, that emoluments on the basis of Lok Vidya needs to be equal to that of emoluments based on modern education, or uh, that everybody needs to be paid or needs to have an income almost, or say, equal to that of a government employee based on already the work he is doing, for the work already, which he is already doing. This is not a wage demand, it is not a demand for employment. If you see it from the employment unemployment lens, the unemployment lens is far too weak and far too narrow and far too, slanted, in a sense that it sees only people who are educated. It counts people, only those people who are educated in the unemployed category. And truly so, it is only such people are employed. I mean, that it is not that they are lying. Other people are doing something for their livelihoods. They are earning their livelihoods, but they are earning their livelihoods based on their own knowledge, Lok Vidya, and the livelihoods they are earning are very low, not worth the name, not worth being called livelihoods. They are not enough for livelihoods. The demand only says, takes as an assumption two things. You see, this demand or this focus for a movement is patently, directly, squarely in knowledge intervention in the political process of this country or of the world, if you like, depending upon how large the movement you are trying to erect. it's around two ideas that one can reconstruct this. I am taking relatively the abstract. I am not taking the economic part of it so much because the economic part is by and large obvious. I'll come to that after a while, but that is not the main focus of the argument that I am trying to place before you. That's easy to reconstruct, to construct. The economic argument is the easier part. There are two things about the knowledge sphere. One, that all knowledge be treated equally, should be seen, that is, in a weaker sense, if you want to state this in a relatively weaker form, that this challenges the knowledge hierarchies. It doesn't very squarely challenge the knowledge hierarchies, but it lays some kind of a foundation to to challenge the knowledge hierarchies. Another, an equally important point, is that a man, a woman, human beings live, families live by the knowledge they have. How well they live depends upon how much that knowledge fetches them in the given market or in the conditions created by the state in its employment framework or structure. So, challenge to knowledge hierarchies and taking this that everybody has a right, or, well, if you want to use some other term, you may, to live his life or earn his living on the basis of knowledge he or she has, this is a kind of a self-evident truth. I mean, the university bred also earn their living on the basis of knowledge they have. You can't earn your living on the basis of knowledge somebody else has. So this is a kind of obvious, it's a tautology kind of statement. It's self-evident in that sense. This is the philosophical face of this understanding. The political face is, this is the birthright of the people, that they live by the knowledge they possess. That you create industries based on somebody else's knowledge and ask me to serve in that merely physically, is to violate my birthright to live by my knowledge. You live by your knowledge and I live by your knowledge too, is a disastrous situation for most of the mankind. So it is here, it is with this understanding that knowledge hierarchies need to be challenged, for which many would agree. And for these two people would agree that everybody lives by his knowledge and should have a right to live by his knowledge. And yet, the necessary consequence that follows, the implication of the two when put together, that people should earn respectable livelihoods based on the work that they are already doing. They are living on the basis of the work they are already doing. So they should not just be living, but living well. And how does one live well other than having the minimum salaries prescribed by the pay commissions for the government employees? How does one do that? There is no other way. And we are not saying something special in this, in the sense, we are saying something different. That the essential, now I come to the economic point, the essential question of security, economic security for life. It's not economic security, it's actually the minimal economic security. Land at one point of time constituted that economic security, and land was the central issue in the social political movements of the poor people. Now, the movement is for employment. The entire backward class movement, if you just look back and see, is a movement for seeking jobs, seeking respectable, stable jobs which give them return of the order of government employment. That's about all. And there has been, it's such a long movement, now 50 years. Dr. Lohia perhaps formulated it in 1960 or 1959 sometime. So